oligarchy and free Palestine.
I need to say something real quick. This wedding, this Jeff Bezos wedding in Venice, is hideous. It is so hideous and tacky and classless, and it just goes to show you can have all the money in the world, but not an ounce of style or class.
And I hate the dress. This is the definition of money can't buy you class, because unlimited budget, and she chose that. I'm really the hugest fan of a Dolce & Gabbana wedding dress look, but this really sealed the deal for me.
Yo, we seriously need to break down the chaos that is Jeff Bezos' wedding. This was one wild, over-the-top, mind-blowingly expensive event, and people online are going crazy about it. The internet's been dragging them left and right, saying all that money still couldn't buy them good taste. They're roasting Lauren's dress, her massive ring, everything. And to top it all off, protesters showed up too. Yup, this wedding stirred up way more drama than anyone expected, and we're gonna break it all down. Now, for anyone somehow still not in the loop, Jeff Bezos is the founder of Amazon and one of the wealthiest dudes on the entire planet. He stepped down as Amazon's CEO back in 2021 to chase his other passions, like Blue Origin, his space company. That's the one that literally sent Katy Perry flying into space. Wild, right? Jeff's been rubbing elbows with the Hollywood elite ever since. He's been spotted everywhere, from the Met Gala to the Cannes Film Festival to exclusive after-parties. He's been kicking it with superstars like Beyoncé, Kim Kardashian, and Leonardo DiCaprio.
Let me get this straight. Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sánchez, you have a 200-person wedding, and it's all celebrities? That's who you want seeing you celebrate your union of love in this relationship you're supposed to spend the rest of your life in? You don't have any friends or family? You don't have any actual meaningful connections and relationships with real human beings? I'm not talking about celebrities. Oprah Winfrey's there, Gayle King, all of the Kardashians got an invite, even Corey. Orlando Bloom, Leonardo DiCaprio, Tom Brady, Ellie Goulding was there, the Lights girl. Sydney Sweeney. I laughed when I saw Sydney Sweeney. What do you mean your friend? You know Sydney Sweeney well enough that you want her at your wedding? You're 40 years older than you. When do you guys hang out? This was all clearly just for clout and to have a list of famous people at your wedding. You don't have any real meaningful connections.
Basically, the man traded corporate boardrooms for red carpets and private islands. His whole vibe is Hollywood now, and the wedding just took that image to the next level. But here's where things get messy, real messy. Jeff's wedding to Lauren Sánchez, people aren't letting it slide. Jeff and Lauren actually met through work. Lauren owned Black Ops Aviation, a company that does crazy aerial filming, and Jeff was deep into aviation and media with Amazon and Blue Origin. But what really had people talking was how fast it all unfolded. Back in early 2019, Jeff and his wife of 25 years, Mackenzie, announced their divorce. And practically right after, the National Enquirer dropped leaked texts and photos exposing Jeff's relationship with Lauren, who, by the way, was also married at the time to a Hollywood agent. It was a scandal that exploded overnight. This whole thing blew up into a straight-up cheating scandal, and the headlines went wild. It got even crazier when people accused Lauren's own brother, Michael, of leaking Jeff's private texts to the tabloids. Yep, family drama on top of everything else. Then Jeff clapped back, claiming he was being blackmailed, and he even dropped a blog post accusing the National Enquirer's parent company of straight-up extortion. This wasn't just gossip. It was a full-on media circus. But despite all the madness, Jeff and Lauren stayed solid. They took their relationship public and have been riding it out together ever since. Fast forward to this past weekend, and boom, their wedding went viral, and not in a cute way. Their wedding in Venice turned into one huge, chaotic spectacle. People were going off about everything from the ridiculous location to the symbolism behind it all. And the price tag? reportedly somewhere between $20 to $25 million. Although some folks are tossing out insane numbers like $50 or $60 million, and a few wild rumors even claimed it hit $500 million. Forbes is sticking to the $20 to $25 million range, but either way, this was no small party. The guest list, straight Hollywood royalty. All the biggest A-listers showed up, and people definitely had opinions about it. Meanwhile, some locals in Venice were seriously fed up. They accused Jeff and Lauren of trying to take over their entire city. The wedding was planned as a multi-day blowout with around 200 guests, and even though Venice officials said they could handle it, since they're used to major events, there was still a lot of heat. Locals and activists voiced major frustration over the chaos, saying they're tired of rich tourists calling the shots while everyday people have to deal with the fallout. The No Space for Bezos protest movement came out swinging, accusing local officials of letting billionaires like Jeff basically privatize chunks of Venice. City leaders tried to shut down rumors, saying Jeff's team didn't block off a bunch of gondolas or water taxis. But that didn't stop the protests one bit. Activists still hit the streets, hanging bold anti-Bezos posters and banners all over the city, even on major landmarks. Environmental groups jumped in too, making it clear they weren't about to let this wedding slide quietly. And during the wedding weekend itself, Jeff and Lauren threw a massive, insanely fancy pre-wedding bash that only stirred up more outrage. While they partied it up in Venice, activists climbed poles nearby and dropped a huge banner that said, "The 1% ruins the world." Another sign blew up online saying, "If you can rent Venice for your wedding, you can pay more tax." That message hit hard, especially with locals who already feel like their city's becoming nothing but a rich person's playground. People weren't just mad about the wedding, they were fed up with what it symbolized. Security was ramped way up ahead of the big day, with officials bracing for even more protests. And get this, Jeff apparently tried to smooth things over by donating to some environmental groups and even handing out water and ice cream to the reporters sweating it out outside. But let's be real, those sweet gestures didn't cool down the backlash. In the end, the whole event left a lot of people feeling like this wedding was just another reminder of how the super rich live in a world of their own while everyone else gets left behind. Now, let's be clear, it's not like the whole city of Venice shut down or major streets got blocked off. But still, for a lot of people, this wedding felt like a total slap in the face. Venice is already struggling big time, with locals moving out because of sky-high living costs and non-stop crowds from tourism choking the city. So picture this, right in the middle of all those struggles, you've got billionaires and celebrities throwing this flashy, over-the-top party out in the open like it's nothing. Of course people were mad. To a lot of Venetians, it looked like just another case of wealthy outsiders using their home as some kind of luxury playground, while the real problems facing the community were being straight up ignored.
I just know this was Anna Wintour's final straw. This is why she stepped down from Vogue. Why would you literally hire an entire island in Venice to wear this and have carpet at your wedding? Did they just take this from the Amazon offices?
The Jeff Bezos Amazon wedding shows that when people who don't have any taste are given unlimited budget and no constraints. The wedding dress, absolutely hideous. The makeup, crazy. That gray carpet outside, wild.
And listen, the drama wasn't just happening in Venice. The internet was on fire too. People online picked apart every little detail of this wedding. And while the couple spent millions on this huge celebration, social media users had one thing to say loud and clear: all the money in the world can't buy good taste.
As iconic housewife Countess Luann would say, money can't buy you class, and honestly for that matter taste. Because the richest couple in the world, Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sánchez, just got married, and this dress is hideous. Sorry, I try to normally be positive on this app. I just really think that this dress is ugly, and when you have unlimited dollars to spend on something, really?
One moment that really blew up online was the wedding carpet. It became a whole meme. People joked that the carpet looked like a plain gray office floor. Can you believe that? Guests were walking through one of the most breathtaking cities in the world, only to end up at a billionaire's wedding with what looked like a bland industrial walkway. It was giving corporate lobby vibes, not fairy tale romance. People just couldn't wrap their heads around it. Social media lit up with posts saying wild stuff like, "Millennial gray Amazon warehouse carpet at your billionaire wedding is an insane dead inside choice." Others joked, "Everyone's talking about the outfits, but can we please discuss why the wedding floor looks like the break room at your local tax office went all out for Mother's Day?" The internet was not holding back. Folks were straight up confused, asking, why on earth did Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sánchez decide to get married on what looks like a sad office carpet? And then there was Lauren's wedding outfit. Wow, people had thoughts. She wore a custom Dolce & Gabbana lace corset gown and even landed a Vogue cover story for it. But did that stop the critics? Nope. People came after her style choices hard, saying, "It's crazy how you can have unlimited money but still can't buy good taste." And then came the savage comments about Vogue's Queen Bee, Anna Wintour. Just days before the wedding, Anna Wintour announced she was stepping down as editor-in-chief of Vogue. And the internet had a field day with that timing. People joked, Anna Wintour left Vogue USA, and now we know why. And don't even get started on Lauren's ring. That thing went viral instantly. People were staring at this massive rock and saying, "Sure, it's expensive, but it looks like something you'd find in a costume jewelry bin." They couldn't believe the size of it. People were wondering, how does she even function with that thing on her finger? Like, is it super heavy? Can you even bend your finger wearing something that massive? I mean, from what it looked like, Lauren had multiple rings, so who even knows how often she'll actually wear that giant one? But let's be real. It was massive, and the whole internet has been clowning this wedding from top to bottom. People dragged the details, the outfits, the vibe. Even the celebrity guest list wasn't safe. And speaking of celebs, this wasn't just a few stars showing up. We're talking about Sydney Sweeney, the Kardashians, Leonardo DiCaprio. Basically, anyone with a famous name who knows Jeff pulled up to this wedding. The spotlight was blinding, and people had a lot to say about it all.
Cement his place among the world's most untouchable. So I think the first thing that you have to understand is Jeff Bezos. Now, Jeff Bezos has a net worth of over $200 billion. So just to put this in like normal human money, for him, a $48 million wedding is equivalent to somebody spending $120 and they make $500K a year. Put that in perspective. So this wedding is not actually about the cost. It is actually about curating an experience that reflects status and the evolvement of his identity. Because you can see here in 1997, he's hardly the man you would want to go on a gondola ride with. But he was always so ambitious that he would work at any cost. I mean, this is the office that has made so much of the hustle and grind culture so prominent. This is Jeff Bezos in 1999 being interviewed by 60 Minutes because nobody thought the internet would be a thing. In fact, he had a reputation for being so frugal that he wouldn't buy desks for himself or for the employees and insisted that everybody go to Home Depot and build their own desk, where he proudly still uses a desk store even in 2024. I mean, this is a real sign that this wedding is about power and status and not about just lavishly spending. Because a wedding of this scale is meant to be about identity. It is actually a brand, and it is working to influence people. More specifically, he's working to impact the legacy of influence with all of the elite circles around the world. Same as his yacht, if we were to bring that up as well. In fact, all of his purchases that are big and showy and flashy are really a power flex. It used to be that wearing a button-up shirt
But now I want to hear from you. What do you think about this whole wild situation? From the drama to the wedding details, to the dress, to that giant ring, drop your thoughts in the comments. If you had fun breaking down this madness with me, don't forget to hit that like button, share this with your friends, and of course, subscribe for more juicy breakdowns like this one. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.